first episode of As Per My Last Prompt. This is a show where I sit down with industry experts, business leaders, fellow specialists to talk about business AI and what we're actually doing. No hype, just the real stuff. Today I'm thrilled to have Kristy from Hunter Marketing Co. Kristy's the founder and director of Hunter Marketing Co. and she's a strategic marketing partner who works with forward-thinking B2B businesses on their growth strategies and brand positioning. She's been featured on Simo Marketing Podcast, and honestly, she's one of the rare marketing strategists who asks the questions that completely reframe how you think about your business. I can speak to that from personal experience. Kristy, did I do it justice?
It was pretty good, Stephen. It was pretty good. I see that you've done a little bit of research in that too. I've been on another podcast, so that was good. I'm impressed.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to watch the other one as well then.
Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah. No, thanks very much for joining. We'll launch straight into it. So the idea being that we'll have 3 questions and give it a little bit of time for you to run the course through these, and I may hit you with a few bits if I'm interested in getting more juicy details. But the first question that we start with is about your backstory and kind of hearing how did you get to where you are now, running Hunter Marketing Co. What are the key moments or experiences that led you to become a marketing strategist?
Yeah, wow. Okay, so I think I'm coming up to like maybe this makes me feel really old, about 26 years of being in the industry. So I guess my journey started in agency land a while back now, and it's kind of worked my way up through different roles in there. I had some great CEOs and mentors there, and they were just very supportive, and I wanted to be in the creative world. I don't think I felt like I was either talented enough to be an interior designer or a designer, like a graphic designer. So I was like, well, how else can I get into this area without those skills? So I got into like coordinator roles, studio manager roles, account management roles, things like that. So I could be part of the creative, but not the actual creator. So that was just a passion of mine, just being in that agency world, just working with some absolute brainiacs, and that was exciting. Like back in the advertising days, it was very loose and fun, and we got up to some mischief. But then I was like, okay, I want to have kids, and so agency world didn't really allow for that. So I ended up having my twin boys, and when I went back, it was to a part-time role in marketing coordination, kind of events role at the Royal Flying Doctors Service, and that was lovely. That was great because I felt like I was giving back. And then my old boss poached me back into advertising world, and that was great for a short period. He made me redundant about a year later. So
brutal.
I think that's the theme with my career, is that after that there was 2 other redundancies. So I've had 3 redundancies. I went back and did my master's after that, and because I was like, bugger this, I need to have some control here. Maybe I get back into like in-house marketing. And then as I was studying, I got poached by a startup company, and I did in-house marketing for them, and we got, we launched globally, and then because the product wasn't quite ready, the demand was there, but the product wasn't, and then the CEO and the board were like, well, marketing's done a great job, but we can't keep them because the product's not actually ready, and we've got to make some changes here. So it was like a win but a loss at the same time. We were so successful from a campaign point of view and doing all the things we should be doing.
Sounds like they should have done a few things before they called you.
Oh gosh, yeah. So that was an interesting experience. I've had some other kind of in-house marketing roles that, I think when you've had a lot of experience in the corporate world, and I know you've got some experience there too, I think you certainly get to a point in your life and go, is this really where I want to be? And chuck in a divorce, and then I was like, well, I need to like really take control of my life here and build a sense of security and flexibility. So then I decided that it was time to create my own thing. So lots of craziness throughout my career, really, but a lot of fun and a lot of great people along that journey. But yeah, that's kind of the long backstory.
No, that's
how
good.
Hunter Marketing came to be.
Yeah, and was there a clear moment where you went, I have to take this plunge? Was there like an opportunity that made you go, this is the right time, or was it life?
Yeah, I had a friend of mine who I'd worked with in another agency, and he went out on his own as a freelancer, and he's doing web work, but he ended up selling marketing strategy for some unknown reason. And he goes, oh, I've just realised I can't do this work. Can you do it for me? And so at that point, I had just finished up a contract, and I was going, I've got nothing at this point. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Should I go for more full-time gigs? I don't know. And he goes, you know what? You should just go out on your own. I could give you some work. It might not be super consistent, but that's, the starting point. And that's how it came to be. And then he ended up doing my website for me for free.
Nice.
Super helpful. And that's how it all started. And I didn't start by doing just strategy only. I would do a basic marketing plan, and then that would lead into me doing socials or me doing email marketing and doing all of the implementation. And then I quickly realised that's not what I wanted to do, because I was getting bogged down in all of the doing, and I knew that I really wanted to focus on the strategic side, because that's where I felt most passionate, that's where I felt like I could make the most impact. And so what the business was back then is not what it is today.
Yeah, and it's always an evolution, I guess. For me, it's been a massive series of evolutions from
Yes.
the IT support world to where we are now. And I guess that's kind of the next question is, given all the things that are happening at the moment and everybody's concerns or excitement around AI, I mean, there's a certainly in your space, maybe more in the creative side of it, there's a lot of fear, but I feel like people like yourself and others that have been close to the creatives and are kind of seeing how it can help are more agile, are more able to embrace. So this is a question. Well, what are you doing at the moment?
Yep.
What are your thoughts on AI, and what are you doing at the moment in your specific role?
Yeah. I mean, the obvious one is content creation. I think a lot of people are just using it for that in the marketing space. It makes complete sense. But I think I'm trying to push it further in terms of it coming out with better concepts, being more creative, being a little bit disruptive. I'm very focused on sustainable, smart marketing that's manageable for businesses. Because I think when you bring in trends and like you're jumping on the like a new thing all of the time, you lose consistency, and then that impacts the brand over time. And so I'm very much not a follower. I'm a contrarian, and I think that that's how I use AI, and push it to bring me some new concepts and push the day-to-day marketing to make sure it's like bringing something a bit different to the table. Having said that, though, I input a lot of my own knowledge and thoughts, like personal, point of view on certain things, and so I'm not relying on it fully by any means. But I guess to answer your question more simply, it's brainstorming and going, hey, how can I present this concept better to my client within a marketing strategy? So a lot of my plans are very long, and so I think there's ways of doing things more visually to make more of an impact and for my clients to understand it better. So at the moment, I'm pushing it to produce more visual stuff for me. And the other side of it is I haven't had the time yet so much, but I want to get into the AI agent side of things, because I feel like currently being a solo business owner, I've just got to be smarter about how I do things in my business, because there's areas of the business where I'm getting bogged down, and I think that the smart thing to do is just to go, right, where can I improve? What can I automate? What could take these things off my plate so it can open me up for being more creative, doing more business development, doing some more of my own marketing, that kind of thing. So couple of different things there.
It is really the dream that it does the boring stuff. Like the bits where you do have to sit there and put a whole bunch of words down on the page. Those words could definitely be... I mean, it is a slippery slope in the sense of when you talk about your output, the value that you give is similar in a sense to the work that I do, where it's about the end goal. And like the discussion that, you know, lots of people that I talk to have is, it's like, if I'm billing for time, how do I tackle that? And I guess in a sense, do you recommend that your clients use AI for their own purposes to do specific to marketing, you know, like to help? Yeah. Because I mean, it's a bit of an accepted practice that, like, what you're talking about, not the end content, but just bouncing ideas off it to say, you know, give me some motivation for this week's LinkedIn post. Tell me some more. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you and I have done this, like we've done it in one of our sessions together, which is, once you understand your ideal customer and their pain points, and, you know, you're listing those out, it's making sure that you are communicating with them really clearly, and you can use ChatGPT or Claude in that way. If you prompt it the right way, you're going to get a decent output. So it's helping businesses understand how to communicate better with their audience, and that is pretty magical, because a lot of the time for non-marketers, people go, well, I don't know what to say. And if you bring it back to your customer and make them the hero, if you understand them inside and out, then you're going to be able to, you know, create messaging or promote something better to them.
Yeah, definitely. Has it changed the way that you've worked? It doesn't really sound, because I mean, you sit at a higher level, I guess, in the sense of, like, the strategy doesn't really need to dictate how it's done, or even kind of what the outputs are. It's kind of like the overall guidelines for how it's going to approach to be successful.
Yeah.
Has it changed?
Look, I think ChatGPT and LLMs, I'm giving them directions of what they should be doing in terms of implementation. Now that that's arrived, I'm including, you know, some AI strategies in there that is going to help them get served into search engines and things like that. So it's like, you know, this SEO strategy is slightly different now, for instance. But again, it's a balance of, you know, trying not to overwhelm them, educate them, tell them how to do things step by step, but also say to them, you don't have to do absolutely everything. Don't get distracted. Don't feel like you've got to use 5, 6, 7, 8 tools at a time. So I'm always conscious about stepping them through things, but making sure it's manageable, and it is including some AI related things.
Yeah, that's actually the thing that I love most about your service, is the manageable part of it. Because I feel like I'm lost when it comes to anything marketing. I feel out of my depth and nervous about doing anything. And that manageable part is excellent. Because, you know, AI helps me in this regard a lot with being able to think about tasks in advance and plan and schedule things. It definitely helps, but I appreciate that part of it.
Yeah, I think it's like, I give people the frameworks, you know, and that's the element where they go, okay, that's giving me confidence now. I've got the framework. I've got to do a social post. I've got to do a blog. You know, I've got to do an email. You know, part of my framework is, and this is, you know, I'm sure a lot of people do this, is you create one hero piece of content and then you just repurpose it, like, and that's where the time is saved.
Yeah, really good method. So I'll go on to the last question. This one's a little bit juicier. What do people outside of your industry completely misunderstand about what you do as a marketing strategist?
I think because my services, there's certain levels, right? So there's a basic level if you want to just come in and do a little bit of simple strategy planning. There's a level of full strategy stuff, and then there's fractional CMO work. And I think what's misunderstood is that I think people think that I'm a premium service, but I've developed 3 different offerings because I love working with businesses, full stop. And so I want to make sure that they can use me or get my services no matter the level or the phase of business that they're at. And so I think there could be a bit of a misconception around that. And also, I think some people don't know what a fractional CMO is. Like, I can explain it by, think of a chief marketing officer that's in your business that's still doing strategy work, but it's also making sure that shit gets done, essentially. So you can oversee existing team members, making sure that they're supported, they're collaborating, marketing activity is performing well. If it's not, I come in and go, well, what's happening in here? What can we do instead? And re-strategizing. And so again, it's about making sure the whole marketing function in the business is performing overall, but without the full-time element. So it's a more cost-effective way of doing it. So you don't necessarily need a full-time chief marketing officer or a full-time marketing manager in there. It's a really smart way to get strategy and get stuff happening and get your marketing performing really well. So I think that's something that a lot of people just aren't fully aware of, that's what I can do and do. And I think the other surprise element is when you do start working with me, because I've been in businesses and working in the startup and corporate world for so long, is that I end up doing like business advisory with CEOs. Like, they come to me as like a trusted, peer and go, I've got this challenge, what do you think? And it can be operational sometimes, and could be talking future planning around, well, what's the next product? That stuff as well. So I've had a couple of clients go, well, we didn't expect you to have that kind of knowledge or be able to, collaborate with us on that level. And so that's something that I don't generally talk about.
Is there a certain size of business that you find really difficult? Like, I imagine someone that gets to like 20, 30 staff and they're like, AI can do my marketing, and then they might reach out and they're making a mess of it, but they don't fully understand what they need because they've never had it.
Look, I think it comes back to, it's not necessarily industry or size of business. I think it comes back to who's leading the business and what's their appetite for growth, and are they open-minded, and are they open for change and doing things differently and taking on advice and being proactive. I think if you're a leader out there and you just have your blinkers on, or you're just going, right, this is the strategy, this is what I believe should happen, and let's do it, and is not open to getting other people's thoughts or advice.
Like whether the product's ready for market.
Yeah. So I, like, touch wood, like I have some great clients at the moment. They are all amazing people. We collaborate well together, and that's part of the conversation that I have with anyone new coming in is, what's your approach? Are you happy to collaborate? Because the more you can collaborate and bounce ideas off each other and be open to different ideas and feedback, that's the way to win, rather than being closed off and not taking any advice.
Yeah, okay. No, very good. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here because I think we're at time. And I have to say thank you for being the inaugural guest for As Per My Last Prompt. Yep, it's been fantastic.
Awesome.
So
Thanks
if you
so much, Stephen.
No. If anyone wants to connect with Kristy or learn more about Hunter Marketing Co., I'll drop her details in below this video. If you enjoyed this conversation, hit subscribe. We've got more of these coming. Industry experts talking about real business challenges and how they're navigating the AI landscape. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.